The New Mutants. So I caught New Mutants in a movie theater because I hadn't seen anything in a theater in the longest time ever, from March 11th, 2020 to October 13th, 2020. I saw two films that day. The second, Tenet, I'll post a video of tomorrow. But this was the last week for this film that had been out for over a month and had never done well even when it opened. So I didn't expect a crowd for the 4:30 showing. But I was still the only person in the theater, and it was even discount day. But then again, only three people were in the biggest tit in theaters at the time, at 7 o'clock, so it isn't fair to judge that number too harshly. However, as much as I hate to criticize a film made by an artist-creator I love dearly, Bill Sienkiewicz, and starring at least two actresses whom I really like, the movie unfortunately fails. It isn't really a superhero film, but a scary film. It wants to be a horror film. And it is somewhat successful in that regard. You get your cheap jump scares, which I usually despise, but there is some genuine moody dread in scenes that do work well. It's definitely, the film is not the disaster. The release delay of over 2 years, and some online reviews worried me it would be. But it could have been a great superhero movie, having all the right pieces. You had a group of teens learning to use their dangerous powers, many of whom had tragic introductions to them. And it works around those ideas, but keeps falling into wanting to be a horror film. And it's hard to call it a comic book film, as it just isn't the genre it seemed to want to be by the end. Especially after the midway point, or even just a third of the way in. It shifted over into a lot of CGI, scary, horror type moments. So maybe I'll watch it again knowing it to be a horror film and maybe judge it better as that. But for now, I can only give it 2.5 stars out of 5. I started 3 and it just kind of failed in just too many little ways for me to like it. But there are some good things about it. I was a fan of Anya Taylor-Joy before everyone knew her from The Queen's Gambit. And I liked her in films no one else saw, like Morgan and The Witch. I hope people saw the two really good M. Night Shyamalan films she's been in, however, so maybe she's not that unknown. But she's the best part of the film, and just about the best character and the most interesting. Sort of a thankless role. I could easily see this being screwed up by a lesser actress. Actually, she should be commended for it. I'm actually a little annoyed they seem to pull back on showing her traumatic story and suspect there are deleted scenes that will pop up in an extended director's edition or something like that might make it even more interesting. Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones is the other actress I like. I think this is the first film I've seen her in. No, second, I guess. She was in one before that, but I hadn't seen it till after this. But she is a nice turn in a different type of character, sweet, tortured, caring, does commendable work. So the movie's not completely bad or a waste of time. I just found it a little disappointing. Hopefully you won't.